founder of GoImagine, and we are the platform for the handmade community. Now, before I get into who we are and what we do, I want to talk for a second about public marketplaces. They're an economic center that have been around for thousands of years throughout all countries in the world, throughout all towns, throughout all cities. This is where makers and artists have always connected with their community. This is where makers and artists have earned their income, and this is how makers and artists have been a part of society. It's through public marketplaces. But the reality is, things have been changing over the past 20 to 30 years with the online economy. Public marketplaces are getting less support, brick and mortar is getting less support, and people are driving more and more business to e-commerce websites to shop online. Now that has made things very, very difficult for makers and artists because they find themselves in a situation where they are not tech savvy, they are not in it for the online economy, they're crafters of their own art and of their own skill set. So they're in a situation now where they have to compete in the global online economy when that is never what a maker and artist was meant to do in the first place. So, everybody here knows Etsy. Etsy's been around for about 15 years now. They're a billion-dollar company, and they got their name from the handmade industry. The reality, though, is that Etsy has been changing. Ever since they went public in 2015, they've been raising rates on their makers and artists, and they've now since changed their methodologies, not just to be handmade, but to start allowing manufactured goods. As a public company, they're forced to continue this growth, and that's having them slowly exit the handmade space and get into the manufacturing space. That's why in 2022, there was a strike of over, I think, 50,000 sellers that went on strike against Etsy because they were changing their handmade guidelines, leaving out the makers in the cold. So, what do we do about this? How do we help these makers and artists? Well, what we found, this is kind of a pivot that we did back in 2023, is that already makers and artists are being forced to build their own brand online. And they've been moving from Etsy on platforms like Shopify or on Wix or on WooCommerce, where they build their own websites to build their own brand. The problem is sites like Shopify are not geared to maker artists. They're very difficult to use. They're also very expensive, up to $40, $50, $60, $70 a month. So we built a platform for only $10 a month that ties into a handmade marketplace like GoImagine, while also offering them their own website. So we're essentially taking the handmade marketplace that is Etsy with the private label website, which is Shopify, and combining them together in one platform specific for the handmade industry. So essentially, on the left side here, you have the handmade marketplace. This is what the buyers would see. Buyers are accessing the marketplace just like any other marketplace like GoDaddy, like Amazon, or Etsy. But on the right side, makers also end up getting their own branded website so they can build their brand, build their business, and build their own personality online. In terms of growth, we've been working pretty well. We currently have over 77,400 paid monthly subscribers. We're doing over $40,000 monthly recurring revenue. So the numbers of acquisition, lifetime value of the seller has been about $114, the cost of customer acquisition being about $22. So we've got about 5 times LTV to CAC ratio, and we're on pace this year to do about $460,000 in revenue. That said, we are looking for money. We want to get to the next stage with a $1.5 million investment, both to grow the platform, to compete with the feature sets that our users are demanding in terms of new features and new functionality within the platform, and also more marketing growth so we can get the word out there. So that is GoImagine. I appreciate everybody's time, and thank you for being here.
More than a minute to spare. It was time. Judges?
Can you talk a little bit about your customer acquisition strategy to get to that growth?
Yeah, so we have 2 strategies. One is community growth, and the other is social media and online marketing. The numbers you saw with CAC, customer acquisition, that's social media marketing. We got those metrics directly from Meta as we produce these ads. But the community is a big part of our growth. We have a Facebook group with over 14,000 makers and artists within it. And we find that the viralness of this is taking off on its own. So I would say the CAC is actually lower than that because of the community growth. But that's the cost of customer acquisition based on social media ads.
And those numbers are domestic, US, or international?
So we're currently US only. We started that way because of all the complications with that and customs and everything else. But we look at going into other countries as a whole new opportunity. We have thousands of users that want to come from Canada. We get everyday Canadians asking if we're going to open up. Part of the money we're taking for investment is just to open up an account.
Can you go back one slide?
Yes.
With the, one more, sorry.
Yep.
Look at that again. So, you started in 2021,
2021, yeah, so that's our growth. So we've been around for 3.5 years when we launched.
and what was your inspiration to do that?
The inspiration? So this is my second company. Before this, I was a founder of an insurtech company for insurance technology. I was exiting my last company, and I was trying to do something more in the marketplace space. I have a really good friend of mine who's a maker and artist, and she's also now currently our creative director. I was talking with her about where the direction of Etsy was going. As we learned a lot about the fact that makers and artists are starting to really not like the direction of Etsy, and it was a gap opening up in the market, and that's when we kind of focused on providing makers and artists.
Yeah. So are those artists going direct to market themselves, or are you marketing the platform?
So it's both. It's both. So we're essentially providing them their own website, so they actually go out there. Because currently a lot of these Etsy sellers are going to go to my Etsy shop, go to my Etsy shop. Then when they come to the Etsy shop, Etsy immediately shows them products from all their competitors. So that's the problem they're facing. So they want to have their own brand so they can actually market themselves without losing to cheaper competition to manufacture. So we give them a private website, which they go out and they market themselves. And then we provide also a handling marketplace that we're marketing buyers. So we're driving the traffic. So the example of Shopify doesn't drive any traffic, right? So we're actually giving them the ability to get traffic driven to them from the marketplace while still giving them a branded website. So it's kind of a hybrid model.
Thank you for your presentation. If I'm an artist and I draw and I do paint, what makes me want to go on to GoImagine versus Amazon or Etsy if the volume and customers are more towards those websites?
Right. So what I would say to that is it's not an either-or situation. So depending on what your goal is as a business owner or an artist, you can be on all platforms. Oftentimes people sell on Amazon, they sell on Etsy, they sell on eBay, they sell, so the diversification is there. This is another tool in the toolbox of where you can sell. Now with that said, a lot of these artists now want to have their own website. And we're a heck of a lot less money at $10 a month to provide your own website versus the $40+ a month to go on to Shopify Wix. So the play here is saying, keep going on Etsy, sell on Etsy, but don't drive your traffic to Etsy, because when you drive your customers to Etsy, you're driving them also to your competitors. So really the private maker website is where we're driving most of our revenue and also giving you a reason to be with us while selling on our platforms.
And this is purely web service, or are you involved in fulfillment or anything else like that?
All web service, yeah, we don't touch inventory. I don't know.
Once, twice. We got all the answers.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Did I miss any entrepreneurs? No, my cheat sheet says I get to the bottom. I'm not sure I can skip anybody. Okay, fantastic. So then next up, our judge.